host, Neil Johnson. So excited to bring you this news. This is some of the best news that I have seen in a long time, and probably our biggest win of the week. Probably puts Georgia on a lockdown for us, where election integrity measures have been going on big time. And this is one of those big, big wins. So do me a favor as you come in, please do smash that like button. Do chat in with where you're from. If you're not familiar, the like button is a little thumbs up. You can only hit it once, otherwise it undoes what you already did. Anyways, while we're letting people join, also go check out mypillow.com, use promo code Lumberjack, and you will get big savings, folks. The extravaganza is going on. We still have that deal where the pillows were returned off the PO from the big box store. So some of those are left. $14.98 for regular My Pillows. Do call them though. If you're ordering pillows, I always encourage you to call because you need to get the right pillow. That number is 1-800-568-2865. 1-800-568-2865. I see Andrew from Georgia on. Good to see a Georgia person on. I see Maine on. Anyways, go check those out. Support Mike Lindell, true election integrity warrior. And I'm going to share with you some of the best news you are going to see. There's also some things we're going to talk about surrounding the second assassination attempt with Donald Trump. Some very wild news coming out of that. A whistleblower has just come forward today. So that's breaking as well. There's a bunch of news taking place. So anyways, I'm fired up to bring you this report. I'm going to do this little ghetto. I'm actually at a church. My kids are in their homeschool co-op, and I had to bring them today. And so I'm going to show you some video, but I'll just hold up my computer. You guys have seen me do this before. I know, it's nice when I just do uploads and bring that in, but here we go. So this is the Georgia State Election Board. Now, if you guys haven't been following it, the hearings have been fire, and there's a gal by Janelle King who's really doing a great job. Other people are too, but I love what she has to say in this. I'm gonna show you some video from the Georgia Election Board. But they have passed by a vote of 3-2, resolution 183-12-.12. It is for a hand count at precinct level to ensure the totals match with the machines. Folks, this, I can't overstate how big this is. This was opposed by Raffensperger, the fake news, by all of it, okay? It's huge. Yes, somebody did mention, I saw on the comments there, it is free shipping on orders over $75 right now at MyPillow. Get your Christmas gifts there, folks. Don't support the wokesters, support Mike Lindell and what he's doing. Give people the gift of good sleep. All right, so people, this is awesome. I just really want you to see this. Okay, so this took place today. And you need to watch the chair of the Georgia State Election Boards because he's a Raffensperger lackey and Kemp appointed him. And I want you to just listen to this. Let's see.
434 and 437. After the polls have closed, the ballots shall then be counted one by one and a record made of the total. So if we're following that statute, because we tell the citizens of Georgia that we have paper ballots, then we're not following Georgia code. Now, there is a separate section that deals with ballot marking devices and the ballot summaries that are printed out. But we call those the official paper ballot. So we should be counting the paper ballots.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on that because counting a ballot and counting a piece of paper are two different things. And this rule has us counting a piece of paper. This rule has us counting pieces of paper, not counting ballots.
This is not tabulating. I'm not talking about tabulating. I'm talking about counting the ballots.
Totals.
Okay, so just so you guys understand what they mean there, what they're talking about is actually counting the number of ballots, not like going through and even counting, you know, who voted for who. That's not even what they're talking about. They're simply saying we're going to reconcile the number of ballots cast with the number of ballots reported as cast. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes or no? I just want to make sure you get the full meaning of this before I move on. So again, we're not saying, oh, we've got this many votes for Trump, this many votes for Kamala, or so on. Okay, Salty pure blood, that's funny. What they're saying is, we're going to reconcile. A crazy idea, right? I'm just saying, we've got the machine saying, let's say 10,000 ballots are cast, and then they go through and count all the ballots. And that's so, all right, everybody, it's making sense to everybody. Okay, and geese, that's just, people, I'm killing that story. I tell you, it's been fun. I just got back too for those from South Dakota hunting with my kid. But so I'm pro hunting geese too, just not taking them out of city parks. And they don't even have to have a license. Anyways, I'm not gonna get on that. I'm gonna get back to this. All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Member King.
I just want to point out that
This lady's awesome. This is key.
according to our Georgia code, the role of the state election board, part of our role is to promulgate rules and regulations to define uniform and non-discriminatory standards. As we stated several times, having some counties counting by hand and some counties not does not establish uniformity. This rule will do that, and we do have the ability to do that. We would not be breaking any statute.
Well, it says in accordance with the law and with the existing statute, I believe. And if there's no statute support
Can
for
you show
this,
that to me, Mr. Chairman?
did you?
I just read it.
Did you read the
I
Attorney
just
General's opinion?
read it out loud. I'm not talking about the Attorney General's opinion. I'm talking about what is in our Georgia election code book.
Okay.
She just crushed him. She absolutely crushed him. This lady is awesome. I mean, if you guys get a chance, write Janelle King, even if you're from another state, a thank you, because she and these others on the board are completely saving our country. This lady is just incredible. She goes, like, where'd you get that? I'm just reading it. She's telling him, I'm reading it out of the book. And that guy who is talking, that's the chairman, okay? That's Raffensperger's guy. This is wild. I love this. It just keeps getting better.
Are there any further comments by this board?
He's upset. Look at him. He's big mad.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to adopt the petition by Ms. Alexander for Rule 183-1-12-.12, tabulating results.
We have a motion to adopt this rule. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Member Gazal.
It's about to get good now.
As a matter of statutory interpretation, the provisions that deal with paper ballots predate even the DRE system. Those dealt with paper ballots that were deposited in a box that did not tabulate, and they do not apply currently.
See how
So,
upset she is?
just
It's
to make
awesome.
sure they do not apply to the current system.
We can do it.
Any further discussion?
Here, go.
My last comment is this board voting in affirmative. I want to make on the record that we'll be going against the advice of our legal counsel by voting in the affirmative. We will have no further discussion. We'll have a vote by voice.
Okay, now watch, because it's going to get really good here. He's whining again. And so is the other lady, right? And they're like, our legal counsel says, the Attorney General, have you talked to the Attorney General? No, we're reading straight from our procedures book. This chairman is pathetic, okay? Like, when can you not reconcile? This makes no sense. In what world, in fact, people, in what world does it make sense to you that you wouldn't have a system of reconciliation for votes? If our votes are really that important, if we're participating in, the left always says this, look, folks, I know it's a constitutional republic, but listen, we're going to participate in our democracy. That's what the Democrats always say. And how we don't want anybody disenfranchised. Well, you're disenfranchised if your vote gets negated by somebody who shouldn't have voted. If nothing's reconciled, you are being disenfranchised, potentially, right? I'm telling you, this is the way. Just wait till this next part. Janelle King's going to speak up again. Watch her.
Before we vote by voice, my discussion is that, Mr. Chairman, I have to point out that every time you make a statement that this could be against the law, you are welcoming lawsuits that will be dismissed. lawsuits that we know will be dismissed. I just read in our code what we can and can't do, undisputed. So I just want to be on record stating that I really am getting a little tired of encouraging lawsuits.
Amen.
We can vote.
Oh. I will not correct your comments. We have
This guy's a dweeb.
we have a motion and a second. We will vote by voice vote by order of seniority. Member Gazal, how do you vote?
Nay.
Member Johnston, how do you vote?
Aye.
Member Jeffries, how do you vote? Member King, how do you vote?
Aye.
The chair will exercise his right to vote and will vote nay. The motion passes 3-2.
Absolutely beautiful, people.
Not true.
Absolutely beautiful. And now he's grumbling, and the other lady's grumbling up there. But you get these new people on boards who aren't so tied into the way of doing things, the way they've always been done, and always listening to Ratzenberger or whatever. This is such a big win, and this isn't covered in lamestream media. A lot of the things that are the most important aren't being covered, but this is the type of thing that needs to happen in every state, okay? And this is how we ensure free and fair elections. We don't do it by kind of just going along with the status quo. So look, folks, I'm gonna ask you, smash that like button, okay, if you haven't already, because if you can't like this, you can't like anything. Because if we don't have free and fair elections, we are not gonna win this election, people. If you think that they're not going to pull every trick in the book, I don't know what to tell you. This is it. This is what it comes down to. This is why I am telling you, don't bank on Michigan. I don't care what you think, what the polls say, anything. There is no chance right now of getting a real election in Michigan. It's not there. I don't know what the numbers are that Trump would have to win Michigan by to actually win Michigan right now. But it's so bad in Michigan, if you didn't know, that they are actually not allowing Republican poll watchers. They're not allowing, their whole election judge system is set up in their largest counties all around being controlled 98%, 98% by Democrats. That's what's going on in Michigan. So now we have this rule passed, Resolution 183-1-12.12, okay? So this passed. This is, I'm telling you, the biggest news of the day. But in addition to that,
doorstop. We know who these guys are.
Tim Walz, he's such a dork. Okay. Anyways, then we've got the Iranian hacker sent stolen Trump campaign information to people associated with the Biden campaign. So before they always sold us on Russia. Well, now we've got Iran. The difference is one is real and one isn't. Okay, Trump never colluded with Russia, but apparently the Biden-Harris camp has colluded with Iran. But it gets worse. I mean, this stuff is nuts. So additionally, I want to go to right here. Today, Josh Hawley. Well, actually, it was a couple days ago, but Josh Hawley, there's a whistleblower that came forward. Now, this is the letter's dated a couple days ago, but this is the first time I've seen the news. But Josh Hawley sent a letter to Director Rowe of the Secret Service, and this is what it says, folks. And I want you to think about what happened down in Florida on that golf course, because the more I learn, the more it doesn't make sense, other than the fact that this guy is some sort of Fed asset. Did you know that, what's that dude's name down in Florida? I can't even remember his name right now off the top of my head, but I can remember this much. 100 charges against this guy in the past. And do you know how many days he has spent in prison? 0. He's always out there in Ukraine. He's always got people showing up around him. The media is all around him. Routh is Routh, that's the dude, okay? Ryan Routh, right? Anyways, this guy, nothing, like he's some lone gunman? Are you kidding me? Listen to this. This is again from Hawley to the Secret Service director, and he says this: a whistleblower with direct knowledge of Secret Service protection at former President Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, an individual who has in fact protected President Trump at that very location, alleges there are known vulnerabilities in the fence line surrounding the course, places that offer a clear line of sight to the former president and others playing the course. As a result, the whistleblower alleges it has been Secret Service protocol to post up agents at these vulnerable spots when Trump comes to visit the course. That apparently did not happen on September 15th. Instead, the gunman was permitted to remain along or near the fence line for some 12 hours. It's further unclear from your recent press conference whether agents swept the perimeter of the golf course at any point or whether drones were used to surveil the fence line. The reality is that the would-be assassin should never have been able to linger around the course for that long undetected, obviously. And then he goes on to ask a series of other questions. So this Ryan, who's, oh yeah, and he's in a BlackRock ad, just like the other guy was in a BlackRock ad. The whole thing, people, I mean, come on, can we just, are we at the point now where we can just say there's too many coincidences? Are we at that point, at this point? Are we at that point where we say, there's just too many coincidences, something's wrong with this, something stinks? Or are we still conspiracy theorists for bringing that up? You know, tell you what, man, it's nuts. It's nuts. But that's what's going on out there right now. I mean, you've got, I'm concerned. I keep reading, up about Trump's ground game. A lot of people are talking about that. He has kind of outsourced that, really. Elon Musk has a PAC that's doing canvassing to turn out swing voters in Arizona, Nevada. I would say where Elon Musk is putting his efforts, that's probably because he gets the whole thing with the tomfoolery and cheatery in elections. So I think, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, after this news today, these are states that are going to be firmly in the Trump column. I still do not place a lot of faith in Michigan. I have none in Michigan, actually. I have more faith in Pennsylvania than I do in Michigan, simply because the numbers are better there. But I mean, there is some fake polling going on out there as well. There's a lot of things taking place. They have to make this seem close. They have to. I want you guys to know, actually, I never mentioned this, but I just thought about it. However you do this, in my description, there is a link for My Patriot Supply. I'm going to bring it up because there's also one for meat, okay? Dehydration products and stuff like that. People, no matter who wins the election, I don't think there's going to be anything smooth about this. How many of you guys, in fact, let me ask this question. How many of you guys think there's going to be a smooth transition in election? Yes, if you think that's the case, or no, if you don't. I'm really curious what my audience thinks on this. How many of you believe that there will be a smooth transition? Yes, or no, if you believe not. I do not see this, that everything, all the chips are on the table, folks. They're all in. I mean, they've already tried to take him out twice. I got one yes. One. I only have one. There was one. I got two yeses now. Everybody else is no. Yeah, I do not. I can't see it. They're too heavily vested in taking him out. So I would encourage you, if you don't need to go nuts, but I would make sure I had a few months of I guess emergency food. That could be something as basic people as rice and beans. But I do have a link for My Patriot Supply down below. One of the mods can post that for you. I do get a commission off that, just so you know. Transparency, it's an affiliate link. I don't even know how much I get because I never really promote it that much. Every once in a while I'll get $50 or something like that from them, but their food is better than some of the other ones. Okay, there's like really bad freeze-dried food out there. Meat, I've got their dehydrator, but you can utilize that to preserve food, but make sure you're kind of prepared, because I just don't even know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm not gonna, get your toilet paper now. That's right. Oh gosh. Anyways, I go harvest a lot of wild game, and then I can dehydrate it and stuff like that. So that's one of the things I can do. My friend has a freeze dryer, freeze dries his own stuff. I just chose to buy some freeze dried stuff. Just I don't have the time to freeze dry. But I do so much other. I've got 3 chest freezers. I've got cows, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, November, it's going to be spicy. You're from Montana. I saw somebody comment from Montana. That's where I'm going to be elk hunting. Love Montana. I was just out there actually, and was in South Dakota with my kid. Let me see. You know what? Do you guys want to see the pronghorn my kid shot? I can show you if you want to see it. I don't have to. But let me just see. Just hold on. It might take the camera off. I'm not sure how this works. Did it stop? Did it time out? Or I don't even know how that worked. But anyhow, so here's my kid. He looks a lot like me, but it's just a little buck. But he got it with a bow. So that's really good quality meat. If you can get wild game, that's really cool. And that was with a bow. We were within 35 yards of that animal. So harvesting your own food, doing things like that if you live out in the country and stuff. So I'll actually, if you guys, I have another channel called Neil of the North. And I've actually got the shot. I mean, I videotaped this whole thing in our few days of hunting out there. We were on elk and we were on mule deer, and then he had all 3 tags. So that hunt is going to go up on my Neil of the North channel. So if you're not subscribed to it, you go over and subscribe to that. And then eventually here I'll probably try and reapply for monetization with YouTube, but we'll see. I'm not too concerned about it right now. I'm more concerned about covering the news I want to cover, and the fact that, listen to this, people. The people are so stupid. Listen to this. I don't know if you know who the Krasenstein brothers are. They're some liberal influencers who actually owned porn sites and stuff, so they're really great guys. But Ed Krasenstein tweeted this out. He said, "The leading cause of death for children in America is guns. Why don't Republicans care about this?" Folks, it's not. And a guy responded to him and said, "It's actually abortion." And then so somebody responded to that and said, "Learn difference between human and embryo." And then the guy responded, "Nice trans flag in the bio. Why don't you learn the difference between men and women?" Here, I'll show you guys a funny. I think this is so appropriate. Remember Jar Jar Binks? I never even watched any more of the middle Star Wars movies after this guy. But are you seeing the similarities here? Is anybody seeing the similarities? Because I see them. She's the worst candidate in the world. Anyways, I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. I'll let y'all go, but go support Mike Lindell. MyPillow.com/lumberjack. My mods can post that link. If you want the food, again, all those links are in the description below. If you want to support the show, it is a demonetized show. YouTube thinks I'm dangerous and hateful. I mean, people, I actually love people. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa bought 10 pillows. Yeah. So mypillow.com/lumberjack, and you can get the deal on the pillows right now. Maybe you guys saw this meme. It's so good. Press. Is Israel behind the exploding pagers? Netanyahu. So I was raised in a middle-class family. Oh, anyways, I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. it's gonna be interesting times. I don't know where it all goes, but we're gonna find out. We approach it one day at a time. You know, just keep praying. You know, pray and work. Pray and work. All right. You didn't catch the pager story, Josh? When they blew up all those guys through pagers. It's wild. It's a great story. You ought to look it up. All right. Peace out.